if we were to get here in Australia a website designer to design a website for us or do some tweaks, they might charge $100 an hour, whereas when you go to some of these emerging economies, you can get that same work done for, let's say, $20. So the arbitrage is the difference between what it is that you could buy it in your country versus how much you could end up getting it in some of these emerging economies. So when we talk about outsourcing, we want to take advantage of that. And I know when we go through the process of how to add value, and we're going to be talking a lot about adding that sweat equity into these websites, there is a little bit of grunt work to be done. It's hard work. How else are you meant to or expected to make a profit if not to be adding value? So you need to be adding value to these websites, and we'll take you through that process, but it is going to take work. Once you've done it though, we start to create and develop these systems, and that's where we're at now here at Melbourne SEO Services, which is my company. We've got a lot of systems in place now where we can really start to replicate and scale what it is that we're doing. So we'll teach you the ins and outs of that. I suppose there are three real levels of outsourcing. You've got outtasking, outsourcing, and what I call insourcing. So outtasking is all about getting these little one-off tasks as they pop up. Maybe you make a purchase on a website and you need to make some minor tweaks to the design. Maybe you need to get your banner done. Maybe you need to get someone to add Aweber to it. It might be one-off tasks. That's outtasking. Then you've got outsourcing. So let's say then we start to move in the process where we're buying and selling lots of sites on a regular basis, and we're developing these systems. Then we might have someone who becomes our outsourcer, where it's a little bit more of a formalized relationship where you're working with them on a more regular basis to perform repeatable tasks. So they might be your guy who installs the Aweber and installs your WordPress blog or something like that. You might get someone as part of your team, and then they become your guy for that area of your business. So that's outsourcing. And then the final one is insourcing, and this is something I think a lot of people don't talk about yet. This is really, once you get really skilled up, this is where you want to get to. And there are stepping stones, just like everything that we're doing here. It's all about, you need to wet your feet, get comfortable with it before you move up to the next level. The top level in outsourcing is actually called insourcing, and that's when you go about hiring people in some of these emerging economies and adding them to your team. You're looking for A players who join your team, and then you can make sure that once they join your team, they're on the payroll effectively. So you might bring someone on part-time or full-time, and then you'll have them as part of your team.